Flock it! We're gonna flock it! Oh, well that fell down. Flock it. We're gonna flock it! Flock it! So I feel like I've said it enough the past couple minutes. Flock it! Just flock it! That's what you guys wanted. Flock it. We're gonna flock the dash. We're gonna flock the dash because that's what you guys wanted, and I do think it'll look pretty cool if we actually flock the dash. So I ordered this flocking kit on Amazon. It's like 30 bucks. Pretty cheap to flock. It was pretty recommended from everything that I saw. It comes with like a nice bag of flock, a nice little paintbrush, but we're not really gonna be using that. Can of suede Tex undercoat adhesive for the flock. The little flocking tube. I'm gonna show you guys how to use this because the motion you gotta use to flock it. Flock it, you'll see. And then I also just went to Lowe's with Matt and we picked up a paint roller, a couple small like roller pads. So because we have to cover the whole entire dash in glue. The entire dash needs to be covered in glue over here for us to be able to flock it. I need to turn that light on. Wingardium Leviosa, turn on. Turn on, standing, oh gee, what the? Ah, there we go, lights on. So the whole reason of flocking a dash is a lot of rally car drivers do it to their cars and it reduces the amount of glare that comes off of the dashboard and like blinds them. I'm doing it because I think it'll look a lot better than the like factory perforated leatherness that is the OEM dash. Plus, I mean, one concern I do have with flocking the dash is that I don't really know the longevity of flock. From what I've seen, it'll last a pretty long time and it's pretty durable also. Essentially what we're doing is we're just putting down like a layer of glue across the entire dash. Once the layer of glue is down, then we use the flocking material and we just put it all over the dash. I watched a couple videos on it. It looks pretty self-explanatory. So step one is going to be go over the dash with some wax and grease remover, which I have from when we wrapped the BRZ and the STI, so I already have that. This should be pretty straightforward. I'm not too concerned about it. If this does work out well, I'll definitely link it down below in the description, but let's get started on this because I want to see what the flocked dash is going to look like in the end. I'm assuming it's going to create a huge mess, but you know, it's part of the process. So what this flocking kit comes with, I mean, it even says on the tag in here, for race car dashboards. It says it right there, so that means it's got to be good stuff right there. It comes with a bag of the flocking material itself, that little paintbrush, the adhesive, the flocking tube, which it's like 2 pieces and you gotta like jerk it a little bit to get the flock to come out because it all comes out of that end right there. So you fill up this tube with the flock, you jerk it a little bit, and then it comes out that end all over the dash. This is just some wax and grease remover that I've used in the past. It's worked pretty good, so that's what we're gonna use for this. So step one is actually not even going to be clean it. I need to pull out this vent. I need to pull out this top strip up here, this vent here, and then and like this vent, and I guess that other smaller vent. So anything that needs to come off the dash, pull it out before you start doing this. It's going to make your life a lot easier. So let me pull all of this off and we'll get to flocking, or I guess cleaning first. Dash has been thoroughly cleaned off. We went over all of this with a wax and grease remover, and then I went over with some isopropyl alcohol just to make sure that there was no residue left behind. Now they say in the instructions to put like a sealer down over this so that way the material doesn't absorb. This is just some thinly stretched leather over this, so I think it'll be fine. We'll find out. I mean, this is my first time flocking something, so it should be pretty self-explanatory. Now, what the instructions told me is I have about 10 to 15 minutes after I put the adhesive down on this to get the material, the flocked material down. So you do need to work pretty quick when doing this. I bought the paint roller so that way I can just go over all of these large areas, and then I can go in with a paintbrush on all these smaller areas, get all the adhesive and all the glue put down, and then we can go over with the flocking material. So I'm gonna get the flock prepped and ready. Essentially, well, actually, you know what? Let me just show you guys. So the way this stuff is applied is you fill it up in the tube. It said there was a mark in here, but I don't see a mark, so I'll probably fill it up like halfway to start with. But the way you do it is you fill this one up with the flock, you put this over it, and then you just see, that's the motion that I was talking about. We gotta flock it, flock that dash, flock that dash. And then we're just gonna pour some in. The tube's about halfway full. It's not bad. Put this guy over top. So now we have the tube ready to go. Probably shouldn't have done that. Now I'm gonna put the camera back over there. we're gonna get this glue applied. We're gonna start by using the roller on the bigger areas and this paintbrush on the smaller areas. And we need to coat the entire dash, I'm doing this with Matt because since we only have 15 minutes to put the glue down and then put the flock on, there's no way that I'm gonna be able to do this by myself. So Matt's gonna be using the little paint roller guy, and I'm going to be using the little paintbrush.
Easiest to start over there.
And then you can just use residual on the brush.
Because it's flat.
Okay, so I'll just pour a little bit on here. Here, you wanna swap my sides in? And then I'll start on all like the smaller areas in here. Ooh, that came out quick, dude.
Oh, dear God.
What are we making? We're making a race car, Matt.
Race car.
So therefore, we have to have a race car dashboard.
Oh, gosh.
I feel like the time aspect of this, I was stressing out a little bit more than maybe I should have. I feel like 15 minutes, dude. We're mobbing through this, man.
Did you put more right here?
No, I haven't even done up there. I feel like I got some up here for you to start doing up there.
Crapola!
I know, I was waiting for you to go over it over there to smooth it all out.
My hand. A little bit of hand cramping. Look, dude, it already looks flocked, man. We're solid.
We don't need to do anything else, right?
Nope. You got 15 minutes before this stuff dries.
Before it starts drying, yeah.
So the spots you touched are real heavy.
I know. Dude, I have a tiny little brush, all right? All right, should I start flocking? Are we good?
Hold up. Let me just make sure I've touched all these areas right here.
Okay. We good?
Ow!
We ready?
Hold up.
You make me nervous. Look at that, man.
Is that how you do it?
Yeah, this is how you do it.
You're not supposed to hold it like further away?
I don't think so.
Does it have directions?
Yeah, it didn't say how far away. Oh yeah, dude, it's totally working.
Once it's dry, can't you like brush your hand over it?
Yeah, once it's dry, I have to vacuum it. I don't even know you got up in there, dude. Perfect.
It's like no crack left untouched, man.
Dude, there's so much. Dude, it already looks pretty good.
Maybe just one more coat, like all right here. I think you should.
So overall, that was extremely easy to do. The hardest, I do suggest having a second person if you guys are gonna be doing this, just so you don't like feel super stressed on time when putting the glue down and doing everything else. But actually laying the flock down was incredibly easy. It made a huge mess, as you guys can see. Made a huge mess. Jesus. Who drew a penis on the floor? I mean, now there's nothing I can really do except for let this sit for 2 days to fully cure. Once it's fully cured, then we can come back and we can clean up all the excess flock that's on it. I need to clean up this mess though, because this is ridiculous. This stuff literally got everywhere. Got on the STI, got on the workbench over there, got literally everywhere. But it came out really good. Like for first impressions, came out incredibly nice. Like nice even layers going all the way around it. Pretty happy with the outcome of this thing. I think it'll look pretty good inside of the STI once it's all done. Like I said, I am curious on the longevity of flock to see how long it lasts, but I don't imagine anything going wrong with it. So I'm gonna get this pushed back a little bit, get the floor cleaned up, and let's get some creamy B-roll shots of the nice flock. So it's been about 5 days since we flocked the dash. And I'm gonna be honest, it looks pretty killer. We need to clean it up a bit because we have a lot of like excess flock still on the dash. But I did put the vents back in, and even the contrast between the plastic and the flock still looks killer. I actually really love this. I do want to try to mock the dash up inside of the car just to see what it'll look like. There's no point in permanently installing it because I'm gonna have to take it back out of the car again. I do want to make one side note though, because some of you guys commented in the last video. No, I did not copy Donut Media. I did this before their video released, so not a copycat. But let me kind of show you guys how it looks after about 5 days of sitting. So after about 5 days, you can see I've already touched it. It feels like my steering wheel. It's crazy weird. The contrast between these still looks good in my opinion, but this just feels so weird. It's such a weird feeling, but it looks so good to have the entire dash flocked. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my vacuum down there, plug it in. I have it like reversed so that way we can just kind of blow everything off. We'll blow it off, we'll wipe it down, and we'll get all the excess material off. We'll go test fit it in the car, but this came out a lot better than I thought it was going to. So after cleaning it off, pretty solid coverage going all the way around it. There is one spot, one tiny little spot right up here on the top of the vent, but you will never see that. But aside from that, solid coverage on absolutely everything else on here. All the extra material came off just fine, so pretty happy with the outcome of this. So let's get the STI pushed out of the garage. I want to get this test fit in there to see what it looks like. I might actually just leave the dash in the car for now, so that way it's not just sitting on the rack up there, but let's throw it in the car and see what it looks like. Push Big Bertha out of the garage. And 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay, come on. Come on, you got it. You've got this. Oh, she hasn't been out of the garage in a while. Oh, okay, that's as far as it's going. Test fit. Wow, that actually looks really good. Pleasantly surprised. I'm not pleasantly surprised. That matches the steering wheel so well. So it's obviously not fully in there, but it looks so good. Like the dash match, oh my God, I love it. It looks so much better. It matches the steering wheel really well because this is the Type RA Alcantera steering wheel. So I kind of want to try to go a step further. Maybe I'll do the A-pillars in here also and some of the smaller trim bits, but it looks so good. Like it's hard to explain why. I don't know, it just looks so good. It feels so nice too. It feels exactly like the steering wheel. I'd say the steering wheel is a little bit softer just because I think this is actually Alcantera versus this being a micro-suede. But 10 out of 10, if you guys are trying to flock your dash and have your dash out for any reason, do this. Flock your dash. Flock it, you guys. Flock me. Come on, just flock it. Flock, that's just a fun word to say. Here's what it looks like from the back seat. Like it looks solid, you guys. If it's something you're considering doing, of flocking your dash, 100% do it, because it changes the entire like dynamic of the inside of the car. So there we have it. One less thing that we have to do to the STI. The dash is now flocked. It wasn't something that we had to do, but some of you guys did suggest doing it, and it does look a lot better having the dash flocked in there. This car hasn't been out of the garage in a while. I also have an update on some fuel stuff. Our fuel rails and our fuel adapters from side feed to top feed have shipped out. So here in the next couple videos, we're gonna strip down the lower TGV delete housings. I'd like to powder coat them. The Mod Garage has access to be able to let me do powder coating. They're waiting on some like tools to come in to be able to do so. So when they get those tools in, we're gonna do our own powder coating on the lower TGV housings. So that way when we get the motor back, we can get all the fuel stuff bolted up. So the fuel rails are -8. Very big fuel lines for the STI, but we need a lot of fuel for a lot of power. So I'm pretty stoked on getting that stuff in. That is all I have for you guys on this one. Dash is done, looks really good. If any of you guys are considering it, do so. It was only $35 to flock the dash. I'll link the parts down below in the description for anyone else who does want to do so. But if you like the video, you know what to do. Go ahead, hit that like button and turn it blue like the actual frame on the Subaru. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit your boy up one of these corners. No idea which one I'm going to put it in quite yet, but it'll be there. And with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, homies. Woo!